So we're coming at you today to make handstand blocks. They're really not difficult whatsoever to make. So let's go over how to make them. First, go to some hardware store or whatever. I think Home Depot would probably be a good place to go. And this is the setup here. So first we started off with getting a sawhorse, which is this piece here. Whether or not you know what it is, it's for sawing things, but it's pretty stable. Get that. I got this for like 20 bucks, and you just get that. You place a rather thick piece of wood here, so you can kick off of or stand on, whatever you're doing. It just makes it easier for these to go on, and it makes it a whole lot easier to kick off of, rather than trying to just press up all the time. So if you're weak, like me, you might want to think about getting this part, especially since it'll also help you come down on. So that's pretty important. But you don't exactly need this sawhorse. So this part is necessary. This isn't. This is because I like to scare people in my handstands. I like to be like 5 feet up, so, well, it's only like 4 feet, but I like to be high up because it feels pretty cool. So then what we have here, we have a 18-inch pipe. And the reason you want that is because it's got a little bit of give to it. A little bit of, it's kind of hard to tell. It's easier to tell like this. But it's got a little bit of play in it. So it makes it so when you're in the handstand, you can wiggle around in it. Makes it one arm's a little bit easier. And then here we just have a 2x4 cut to the hand. This is the way you want to hold it, just so you know. And so basically, this is just a 2x4 cut to hand length. That's the way you want to hold it. And basically, you get 4 of these, which should be right by the rails. You get 4 of these, and you just screw them on. It's both here. They're two in each one, and then you just drill this into the wood. You drill this into the block, and you're pretty much set. Those could be blocks right there, just like that. But what's a very helpful thing to put on there is tennis tape or handlebar tape or something that's got a little bit of cushion to it, because that way you're not like pinching your fingers just from grabbing onto it. Makes all the difference, trust me. Makes it a whole lot more comfortable, you know, just for your fingers. But your wrists are still gonna take a beating, but that's a whole different issue. So put some comments down whether you think that's not in depth enough. I don't know. I don't see how much more in depth they can be. Just make sure you get the right size of these. I believe they're called flanges. Not entirely sure, but handstand blocks are a whole lot of fun. You'll see a whole bunch of videos of those on my channel. By a whole bunch, I mean like 3. So it's really important to level up your handstands, because it allows you to push up and use your shoulders just to get up rather than just kicking up. And it gives a little bit of play, perfect for holding handstands and holding one-arm handstands. So it's quite important. It's not necessary, but it's a good thing to think about. This whole thing cost me like $127, $120, something like that. So these little doodads, the flanges I think they're called, they're like $11 each. It's kind of ridiculous. So if you could find them for cheaper, that's a good thing. Get a little bit cheaper. But for $100, because the sawhorse is $20. So for $100 you can get handstand blocks that are going to last you for a lifetime, instead of spending like $2,000 on them. So it's quite important. At least in my opinion, it's important. And if you want to do any street performing and you go to handstands, it's a really good thing to think about, because especially with the sawhorse, it makes it a whole lot more sketchy when you're say, I'm like 5'3", so you know, probably 4 feet in the air. 4, close to 5, 4, 6, I guess, I don't know, something like that. It seems pretty sketchy, but it's pretty safe. I've fallen off it plenty of times. Never gotten hurt. Only one time I almost hit the corner. So, it's enough rambling on. Put a comment if it wasn't detailed enough. Put a comment down saying it's too detailed. If it's too detailed. Like, dislike, I don't care. Just do something. Don't just, watch it. So, that's how you make handstand blocks. These handstand blocks, don't worry, I'm not making any professional stuff, but it works pretty well. So, like I said, do whatever on the videos, like, subscribe, I don't care. Thanks for watching. Now, go level up your handstands.